Hello, Minis 2. I hope everyone is doing well at home. And I thought since the letter of the week is S, we would read a super silly book called Spunky Spot, A Tale of One Smart Fish. Spunky Spot was a little fish. He was a kind of fish called Spot. Spunky had gold and silver sides, and he had a black spot on each side. Spots swim in schools. They feed on the bottom of the water. There they can find good things to eat, tiny clams and shrimp and crabs. When Spunky Spot was very little, he couldn't wait to be in the school. He wanted to learn how to read. As the days went by, he swam and ate on the bottom. Soon he was big enough to swim in the school of Spots. Spunky met his teacher in the school, Miss Spiffy Spot. She was kind and fine. She was spiffy. In the school, he learned to read. See Spot swim. It was exciting to learn to read. But Spunky learned many other things from Mrs. Spiffy Spot. She taught him how to feed along the bottom of the water. Stick your nose right in the mud, Miss Spiffy Spot said. Maybe you can find a little soft crab or clam buried there. Spunky did as his teacher told him to do. He was a good little spot in the school. Soon he scooped up and ate a little clam. What a tasty morsel, Spunky said. Miss Spiffy Spot knew there were other things for Spunky to learn. Very important things, like saying no to worms. No worms were tasty to Spots, but inside worms there were hooks. Hooks were just right to catch Spots. Just say no to worms, Miss Spiffy Spot said to Spunky. Spunky wanted to listen to his teacher. He knew that she knew best. But Spunky was young and he wanted to be daring. He wanted to try new things. One day, Spunky was swimming in the school. They were near the little bridge. The little bridge was a tempting place for Spots. They could find lots of worms there in the water. But the worms had a catch to them. Hidden inside the worms were tiny, shiny hooks. Some of the Spots were reckless. They didn't say no to worms. They would swim up close to them and nibble a tasty bite. Spunky watched them one day. He wanted to try worms. He wondered if he could just take a nibble. Surely that won't hurt me, he thought to himself. Just say no. Then he remembered Miss Spiffy Spot's warning, say no to worms. About that time he saw one of those Spots nibble a worm. Suddenly, the Spot was swooshed away. He was gone, just like that. There was a catch to the worm, and that Spot was in a bad spot. Now Spiffy Spot came swimming up to Spunky. Now see what happens when you're hooked, she said. I'm glad to see you had spunk to say no. Spunky knew for sure now, better safe than sorry. I'll stick to my old spots, he sang as he swam away. Little clams and shrimp look better to me than ever before. I'll say no to worms. The end. I hope you guys enjoyed this letter S book, Spunky Spot, for letter S week. Bye, guys.